that. I like 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 that.
Shuck it, duck it. What's up, y'all?
What's up, peeps?
I can't call it. I can't call it. We are live and in color. Got the
As always,
Hump day.
hello, boys and ladies. It's good to see your wonderful face tonight. It gives me a great pleasure to be on with you again. So let's get the show on the road. As always.
Well,
please.
we know that you are.
Huh?
It does give you great pleasure to be in me and Sandra's
company.
presence.
Oh God, yes, it is. It's good to be seen and not viewed. Okay,
Yeah.
keep that in
That
mind.
is true. That is true.
I want to say this. I want you guys to know. I want all your friends to share. Let them know Charlie Brown is here, along with Julius Hall and the wonderful lady out in Texas. She the Texas, what Texas? The Yellow Rose of Texas, or something like that.
I don't know. It couldn't be the Yellow Rose. It would be the Bloody Roads of Texas.
My God. But
The
tell your
Bloody
friends to
Rose of
share.
Texas.
And I want to say hello to all our friends in California, our friends in Alabama, Georgia, New York, Tennessee, all around the country. Tell them we're on the air now. One of the great shows of the decade.
The best show of the decade, right?
Yep. I don't know where the rest. I don't know where Robert at. Robert, would you please come? You're missing in action. And Bernard, get out from under that bed if I put a cattle prog and get you out from under that bed. You can hide, but you cannot stay under that bed for too long. And Jamal, we're looking for you. I heard you had an interesting show tonight.
Well, I want to start the show. I want to start the show by apologizing to our viewers from last week. And saying that, you know, we really strive on this show to make it open to everybody's views. And the outbursts that we had on last week, you know, I know that it may trigger people, you know, because we don't come to this show. It is the Rabble, but we can agree to disagree. And and you know, we can we rabble with one another, but we don't have to be at the level that we were on last week. So on behalf of the show, I do apologize. So now we can go forward. And
well, we thank you for sharing that. Well, we're in general discussion. You have to realize this is a new for me. I'm completely new at it. You know, Jewies like to say my skin is real easy, thin. But again, I'm not accustomed. It's like being on TV. It's a podcast, and it's viewed around the world. We'll be able to pick it up and get to look at us. It's a new media for us. I'm learning it. I'm beginning to understand it a lot better. And, you know, although I criticize my buddy a lot, Julius, which he's my partner, but I was glad he had the presence of mind to do something like this. It is a Black media form that we come and we air things out, and we human. And again, trial and error. We are learning the new media we're using. And that's what we're doing. And we want them to understand it's for them. And we want to continue to be for them, but we need them, the input. We need for them to ask us questions, challenge us. You know, we have an agenda, but at the same time, we want to bring things you want to have, the current event, what's going on, and what's happening in the world. Thank you for letting me share that.
Well, and I'm going to give my 2 cents. This is the Rabble. And on the Rabble, everybody is entitled to their opinions. I don't care what you all do. Just don't cuss too much and say the wrong words. A rabble is an unruly group of people. That's why we named it the Rabble, because I wanted different people on with their differing opinions. Charlie Brown has gone off. Charles has gone off. Jabbar has gone off. Bernard has gone off. You know, everybody goes off. So, you know, sometimes people blow their stack because they're not in agreement with the opinion that was just relayed to the world. But I don't have a problem with anybody. If you got to go off, go off. Certain things happen. Just be respectful in how you go off, and don't say the wrong words or anything, because we don't want to be sanctioned. But we are the Rabble, and this is what happens on the Rabble. I don't apologize for anything. Keep doing what you're doing. If you got a problem with anything we say, you are free to come on the show, give us a call, and we can address any issue that you might have with us. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Julius, I want to piggyback just a little bit. I want people to know the topics that we have on the show is hot topics. We have topics that what's happening now, we are discussing it among each other, and we're going to agree and disagree. But again, we want you to ask us questions, challenge us. You know, like I said, share it with a friend. Call them up and say how to get on. They can go to, I think, Facebook Live, and they can pick it up at Facebook Live. We want to have, what's the word I'm looking for? We want to have y'all input. You know, I love to have a challenge. So I'm just happy to be here. And like I often tell Julius, I'd rather be seen than viewed, okay?
Yeah.
But, you know, Julius, I think that we also need to keep in mind, though, you know, that, you know, with this being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, you know.
Oh, that's right.
You know, that everybody does not come from a background where there's been, you know, just, I mean, discord just kind of ends there. And when voices get raised too loud, and and people get too emotional, I mean, just emotional to the point where you can't even understand what they are saying, it gets very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for me, and for you men to be men, it seems as though me and Tiffany we should be the more emotional people on here, but it seems like we're the more level-headed, calm ones, and we sit back and kind of watch the show when these type of things start popping off,
Wow.
So I mean, but for me, that type of discord does make me feel uncomfortable, because I do come from a history of domestic violence, and I don't like when
Wow.
people, start to,
and we understand exactly what you're saying. Some people might not like it, but that's just how we do it here on the Rabble. If you don't want certain things, or if you can't take certain things, and you're watching the show, then we're telling you, beforehand, all the views and everything are not necessarily opinion of everybody on the show. We don't cater the show to one person. We cater the show to everybody. This is why we put this disclaimer up here. We cater the show to everybody. Some people are not going to like everything that we do on this show. We're going to do what we want to do, because that's what we are. Nobody pays us. Nobody bosses us. We do what we want to do. This particular show, me and Charlie Brown runs it. Ain't no other bosses on this particular show. On all, it's 29
you
shows.
say,
It's
you know what,
29 shows,
Julius,
and every host has. I don't micromanage anybody's show. They do what the hell they want to do, as long as they're in those parameters to keep us on the air. I don't care what they do. It does not matter. Each show is tailored to a certain
Is it demographic of people?
Yeah, and that's what we do. Every show can't be the same. If that's the same, who the hell gonna watch?
Correct. Well, that's true. But you say that, but I don't know, Julius. I mean, you're wishy-washy.
This is the number one show. They watch it because they know we got differing opinions.
Yeah. I mean, and it's okay for us to have different opinions, but it's our delivery. Yeah. Well, it's always your delivery on.
Correct. They don't expect us to all sit here and be zombies.
Of course not. Of course not. I mean, because all of us have a different way of delivering things. But correct. Julius, you are biased.
Yeah. Well, son, I like to interject. Son, for a minute, you're very valuable to this show. You bring a lot to the table. I want you to know. You holler past it, but you have a strong opinion about a lot of stuff, and that you go in and get on us about. So again, I want you to be able to not have a glass jaw. It's to be able to dish it as well back to us, because you do a good job of that. And he is biased half the time. You should see some of my cut on what I make from him sometimes. You will cry. So I know he's biased. I know you didn't need to get to hear that part, but I thought I'd throw that in.
Well, sometimes you have to be a little biased to keep things going in the right direction. You can't be, when there's a problem, you have to, when you're in leadership, you have to be able to make everybody feel like they're okay. And everybody must feel like they're okay, as long as they're not doing anything that's detrimental to the platform. And this, I haven't seen anything. Charlie went off worse than anybody. I had to mute Charlie. We were trying to understand what Jamal was saying. We didn't know what he was saying. So we kept listening because we didn't know what he was talking about. So like I say, y'all share. We are all over the world. You can get us on Roku TV. Our shows also stream reruns of all our shows. Chris is downloading everything to Roku TV now. We'll be after a while where we'll have subscriptions and we'll be doing live shows, but that's down the line. That's down the line. After a while, we'll be doing that as we grow. And that's what we've been doing over the last 3 years. We've been growing.
Joyce, man, you're a pioneer, and again, it's lonely at the top. I'm not saying you're at the top, but it is lonely. You have to make certain decisions, in order to grow. And growing pain, it happened. And all the views out there, please, you know where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. When you're trying to grow and grow a company, we trying to grow this. Not we want to make some money. We like to make some money, but we want to be information for you. Because Charlie Brown notorious was saying a couple of things. When people fail, they fail for two reasons. Lack of information and lack of knowledge. And we're going to bring you information. We're going to discuss it with you. Anything possible that's allowed, we're going to bring it to you. We want to inform you. And that's what it's about. And this is called general discussion. We're going to start with the topics in a minute. We're trying to wait till people like Robert come on the show. Where are you, Robert? And Bernard, we know you're under the bed. Get out from under the bed. Get a cattle prod and get you out from under that bed. And Jamal, we looking for you.
Jamal just got off his show. Jamal said he's not coming back because he is mad.
Please get over that. Grown man needs to stop.
That's my brother.
I love him to death. Mr. History, I call it. Black history at that, too.
Yeah. I don't know where Robert at. He usually, and I don't know where Tiff at. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, where's my girl? I want to compliment her. Tiffany, come on the air so I can see how you look. I want you to have on another hat tonight to show me you still got it. Okay, whenever you get ready, you can end general discussion, Julius. We can go into topics or we can do another 5 minutes, whatever y'all guys want to do. Sandra, you want to say anything in general?
Julius will censor me if I say what I want to say in general, so we can go ahead.
You have all the opportunity in the world to have your own show. What was the name of your show? We Need to Talk. We Need to Talk was in production, but We Need to Talk's host never acted on it. So don't come on this show crying. Because see, you can have a show where you say what you want. I don't micromanage nobody. You want We Need to Talk, you need to start it.
Well, I mean,
tell the world when you start and We Need to Talk. Go ahead and tell the world right now.
I don't have a co-host for We Need to Talk About It.
You don't need no co-host.
I do need a co-host for it because it will be about, a lot of things that impact Black people, Black women specifically, across the spectrum. But we really need to really start talking about without regard to who we hit, because sometimes hit dogs holler, but we need to start talking about it because the more we glass over things, and that's the reason why Black America never gets anything that we need, is because we don't speak up loud enough, we don't speak up long enough, and we're always willing to get on other people's issues but we don't stick on our own long enough.
But Sandra, we don't gloss over anything, and we call everybody out on this show if they need calling out. Everybody has their opportunity to call anybody out that you need to call out if they are in need of being called out. Some might disagree with you, but we can't make it a personal bully pit for any one of us. If the person is doing a job that everybody sees that is wrong, then we will call it out. But if Charlie Brown went to traffic court and judge gave him, I got a bad problem with Judge Lisa Corbett. Do you see me on here talking about it every day? No.
Well, I heard, and you know how true this is, that your mayor has contacted the district, what is it? The district, what are they? Not the
U.S.
Attorney General, the district Attorney General, because your local DA is not doing enough to solve these murders and other crimes that's going on in Chatham
It
County.
ain't the DA's job to solve murders.
That's
not correct.
Prosecute.
We're going to give out the correct information.
Murders.
That's correct. That's correct. The DA job is not, is to what's the word? Persecute or prosecute.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But she's not doing enough to prosecute these murders.
Say the man who's not doing enough for his entire community.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, as a victim of violence in that community, I understand where the mayor is coming from. Okay?
We don't understand nothing that he's doing. Everything he's doing is ass backwards to us.
That's correct. And I have to agree. The liquor license, the whole program, what he's doing, he is not being fair to the black community, and he's pandering to whatever community. It's not us. The ones who have the least, he put more restriction and putting things in the front of them, barricades and block. He cannot dance around the issue. Van needs to stand up and be a man.
Well,
not a shadow of a man.
Well, right now,
me started. I try to be calm.
Well, right now, I'm talking about.
I understand that, but Van is a part of this circle.
Now, he is. I'm not celebrating Van worth a damn. But when we talk about, I saw your talking points, Julius, and when we talk about putting people into office that look like us, tell me if we're going to put another Meg Heap into office, but she just looks like us,
see
what have we really done?
There you go again. You're making it personal.
No, I just said, what has Selena
We're here
done?
for the people. We're not here for us.
For people? Is Selena for the people? What is she doing?
You're not listening. You're here harping on one thing, making it personal. We don't make anything personal here. When we bring this together, it is about the people. It ain't about us.
It's about the people.
It's about the people only. If you got a personal issue, you still haven't exhausted all of your remedies yet, I don't think. And now you're going personal. So you got to exhaust all your remedies first, and then you can have a better platform to do.
I have exhausted all my remedies. She was my last one.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's still personal because if you agree with anything that this man is doing that is detrimental to everything in our community, if the policing
the only
is
thing
on
that I
him,
do agree with is that if you have a DA that's not doing their job, you know, and you have to bring in reinforcements from the outside, you got to figure out, well, what's going on?
Yeah, you don't have to bring in no reinforcements. Van is just a showboating. He don't need no reinforcements. Everything that the stuff that she's doing is 10 times better than what Meg Heap was doing. So you know, like I said,
Really?
you got to look at the totality of everything. You can't look at it from a personal standpoint. I will not. I don't. You know, like I said, I got an issue with a lot of people. The only time the van comes up is when he makes a mistake and he does things that affects everybody in this community. I don't jump on him because he says something about me or that he did something to me. That's personal. I'll handle that when we get to that point. We're not there.
He came out from under the van. He must be Hermes at cattle prod. He got scared because I'd have put that cattle prod. You'd have jumped through that roof. Bernard, it's good to see you.
Hey, good to see y'all. Good to see y'all.
You look mighty handsome there, boy. I'm gonna grow me one of them next week. I'm gonna have one of them.
Hey, I'm doing it because I'm coming to Savannah State Homecoming, so I had to look good. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay.
For the little young girls, I had to look good.
All night long.
All night long.
Son, what's Son with that? I wanted to see me do all night long.
Hey,
Bernard, it's good to see you, brother.
Hey.
I mean that.
Likewise.
I always send you well wishes because we don't always agree on things, but guess what? We still get along. That's what a Rabble is all about.
Hey,
There
definitely.
she go.
Bernard, did you hear what he told you?
You know, you can continue. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got excited when I saw my friend Bernard.
Bernard, oh Lord, Bernard, did you hear what he said before you came home?
No, I was cutting the grass because you know I had to cut the grass.
Good. Continue to cut the grass. I just say you're a fine American.
What he said, Jew? What he say?
I say you're a fine American. We need more fine Americans like you.
You know I'm gonna rerun it. I'll rerun it.
Something about you being under the bed hiding.
Nah, you know I'm good. Hey, we good now. We good.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're going into our first topic, and our first topic is
Son, we can go to the next topic now,
Yes,
right?
Sonia.
We can go to the topics, right?
Huh?
I'm talking to Sonia. We can go to the topic now?
Yeah, I'm gonna cook after this.
Sonia, you heard me?
I'm good.
All right.
Okay, we're going to the topic.
Party switch.
I thought that it was. Did you get the agenda?
Yeah, you had it backwards. That was the least important thing. We do the least important thing first.
Well, you should have said that.
I sent y'all a copy of it. Y'all must not look at your phones.
Yeah, I got a copy.
1, 2, 3, 4 when it should have been 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you just lead it off and start it, okay?
It's up there.
We following you.
Stop being biased. Stop being biased.
See, there you go.
Stop being biased. I hate a biased person. Go ahead. Start it off.
I just know how the flow of things need to go. We don't want to put something boring at the end. You want people to wait on the main topic. The main topic is immigration, fruits of the poison tree that we didn't get a chance to discuss last time because it was interrupted. So we will get an hour on that tonight. So this is our first topic. Is it time for a party switch? Sonia, you put this on there.
Oh yeah, I did. I know that most people, most Black people, we are pretty conservative, in our thought process. I know I'm pretty conservative, so I stand right there in the middle. I don't feel like we need to be having all of these immigrants coming in. I don't think that we need to be so dependent on welfare, food stamps, all of this type of stuff. I feel like that messed up our family, the Black families, but I also, and I also don't feel like the Republican Party nor the Democratic Party give a damn about us. They only care about us during voting time. The GOP, they want to pimp us. The Democratic Party, they've done a real good job of pimping us. So I do feel like it is high time that we figure out something different. What y'all say?
Bernard?
Man, let me start laughing. I'm like this here. It's like this. You got the Republican, you got the Democrat. You know what I'm saying? You got independent, you got whatever party it is. Until we get our own party, and come together, get our own party, we really can't, we either gonna vote Republican or we gonna vote Democrat if we don't have our own party. At the end of the day, and I said it like little text that I was sending out. I'm telling you right now, those Republican man, they're raw. They're gonna stand by their people. It don't matter what they do or what they say. If those fools still standing by Herschel Walker, man, y'all, hey, that's a problem. The Democrats throw us out in the woods. They don't give a nothing about us, man. Neither party do, but man, I'm like this here. I'm a rider with the Republican, man. If I go out there and hurt somebody and they stand by me and they get me out of jail, man, please, man. They stand by Herschel. Herschel done beat his wife. Herschel done beat his kid. Herschel done had an abortion for his girlfriend. Herschel done stole money. And these fools still say they're going to vote for Herschel.
And his son came
by him.
His son came out to today.
And Herschel said, I still love him. And hey, man, I'm telling you right now, Warnoff, man, he got to run for his money. If we don't get out and go to the poll in November, Herschel Walker gonna be the next Senate, and everything gonna change in Washington, D.C. because the Republican will have the Senate.
That's correct. Bernard, I think well said, Sandra, and you are absolutely right where you coming from. I don't want to think nobody I'm kissing up to no one. I'm only hearing what I'm hearing. And we don't have a party, but we can become this. Vote in a block. We say, this is what we want. We go to the Republicans, we go to the Democrats, and we say, this is what we want. And we block vote in 2 million, 3 million, or 5 million. And that's how we leverage our bet. By telling the party that whoever willing to work with us, because we don't have a party. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying we can go and say, this is what we want. We have an agenda. And say we got a block vote, I'm making this up again, hypothetical, of 10 million strong. We willing to vote for you to put you over the top or wherever you need to be. We can change the balance with 10 million votes. I'm talking about a national, or, I ain't talking about just the state of Georgia. But you do the same in Georgia. You get a block of votes in Georgia, and you go to the parties and see what party. We have been just automatic voting Democrat, and Democrats say, you can have the crumbs after we eat. It's okay. The Republicans say, you can't have none. We ain't giving you none. Now we have to learn to leverage our voting power. And that's my opinion and my take on it. Go ahead, Jill.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. At this point, we can be disruptive if we want to. We can leave the Democratic Party and start our own party. But what will it get us? I think it will get us, it'll take 2 cycles, 2 or 3 election cycles, which is 8 to 12 years, for us to really gain the clout and power that we need. But in that 8 to 12 years, we will be taken advantage of. The Democratic Party will become weaker. The Republican Party will become super strong, and they will do what the hell they want to do to us in those 8 to 12 years. We're already somewhere that you can go and take over. So why not take over the Democratic Party?
Because they want us
to split up everybody and put everybody in our own party. And we are saying to the Democratic Party, well, you give us what we want and we vote with you. Or you say to the Republican Party, you give us what the Republican Party ain't going to give you a damn thing. All they're going to do is use you and abuse you. Mm-hmm. And that's just a part of it. You know, you might see it a different way, but it's not. You know, sometimes when you start making money, you see things different.
Julius, you don't think we'll be better off by leveraging our vote and our power by voting in a block and going to each party and say, this is what we got to offer to put you over? I think we got a better chance, in my opinion, again, this is a rabble, my opinion, of challenging them, saying, go to the Republican, go to the Libertarian, or go to the Democrats, and say, this is what we want, and give them an agenda. We hadn't given no one no agenda.
Yeah, the Libertarians, you could count the Libertarians out.
Well, I just use that as an example.
Yeah, we can have, you know what? We can have an agenda, and we can go to Republican, and we can go to Democrat. The key word is this: are they willing to listen to us? I mean, I think we done just overwhelm out with the Democrats, man. We just, I'm telling you, man. You know, the Democrat, they in 2022, they're running on basically abortion. They're running on abortion. The Republican running on the economy. The Republican wants to say, this is what we should do, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not kicking abortion. I'm not saying that, you know, everybody have a right to do what they want to do. Everybody have a right to choose. Every woman have a right to choose whatever they want to do. That's period. But they're running on that, hoping that they'll get them over the hump. But, you know, I think it's going to take more than that. This is my opinion. I think it's going to take more than that right now.
I don't think that we're running, you know, strictly off of abortion, because Biden has made some good strides, you know, but the things that he did promise us, you know, like the policing bill, like our voting rights bill, you know, he hadn't delivered on it. Mm-hmm. And I don't like the fact that the black women of the Democratic Party has been the worker horses of this party, but they do not give us leadership in this party. They don't mind us working like Stacey Abrams has worked, you know, but they will not give us leading parts. And that's my issue. And then when they run on a particular issue, they do not deliver.
Yep, stick it in there.
Well, and it is true. They all are using us. Mm-hmm. And one of our subjects after a while will be, and we need to look at this because I want y'all to think outside the box. One of our subjects in a few minutes at the end, the main topic is immigration, fruits of the poison tree. Now, and part of that is how the Hispanic community has surpassed us in population totals. And we got to look at it and see why. We really got to dig into this, because this is the 800-pound gorilla in the room that nobody wants to address.
Right. But
And everybody want to soft code it and everything, but we need to find out whether they're letting Hispanics in so they can be that number and vote and give them stuff over us, and not letting Haitians in and Africans in, and so that we can increase our numbers. So we need to find out. What you say, Charlie?
And I hear exactly what you're saying. I want to piggyback back on the conversation about the Republican, but to add to what you're saying, that block I was talking about, that's what the Hispanics are doing. The block, they're going to the Republican Party, they're going to the Democrat, and they said, "This is the numbers we got, and we vote in that number." Now, what's troubling Charlie Brown, if y'all hearing me, what happened to the Democrats bringing up affordable Obamacare? The Republicans done swept it under the bus because it's working. Evidently, no Republicans are talking about Obamacare. And the Democrats should bring that up and say, you say you was going to overturn it. We are doing something right. Why aren't you talking about affordable care, Obamacare? When the last time you heard any candidate talk about affordable care? You know why? Because it's working. Okay?
You got a great point,
And the Democrats need to hop on them about affordable care and say we concerned about the American people, pre-existing, y'all, I can't even get the word out of my mouth, but pre-existing conditions. Correct.
Yeah.
We are saying the Democrat need to let them know. And the Democrats also say a woman have the right to do what she chooses to do with her body and run on that too. And let them know they stacked the court. And each Supreme Court justice who got sworn in the last 3 years lied, and make it an issue.
Yeah.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah. And you're right. But my thing, you said about the immigrant is more popular. I'm like this here. It's 20 enough staying in the house, right? There's a lot of sex going on, so they're gonna have a lot of babies coming in the house. You got 20 in there, so at the end of the day, they accumulating. Period. You know what I'm saying? True, but
You made a great point though, because I had my brother-in-law down in Jacksonville. He was talking about a guy on his job. They sell cars at they're car salesmen at the biggest used car lot in Jacksonville, in Florida. And he said one of the guys working with him got this big old thing growing on his neck, but he hate Obama. But he don't have insurance.
Correct.
So this thing fit to kill him. So now he went and got some Obamacare.
It's called, I tell you what it's called. It's called a lipoma. A lipoma. That's what that big old thing called. A lipoma.
Yeah.
I think I'm pronouncing it right. Ivory Coin, if I'm pronouncing it right, you pronounce it for us and send it across the screen, because I know your intelligence goes way upstairs and think it's a lipoma. But Jewish, you're right. Why isn't the Democrats running on that? What they have done?
Because the Democrats have always been terrible on messaging.
You're right.
You're right.
And they try to be gentle, and when they go low, we go high, and all this type of foolishness.
Yeah.
And the Republicans don't care how low they go. They'll dig a damn trench.
You're right.
They go even lower. But
and Sandra, perfect example, Herschel Walker. what Bernard was saying a few minutes ago. Not only dig a trench, dig a toilet, and all the crap pile up in it, and they don't care. I want to say it this right quick. I'm sending a call out for Tiffany. I'm sending a call out for Robert, and I'm sending a call out for Jamal. Y'all need to come on in and stop it. Come on in. We got a great show, and you want to ruin it just because you a little baby? Stop.
Robin's sick and Tiffany in the meeting.
Yeah.
Tiffany tell her to get out of the meeting. This is more important than the meeting.
But, you know, the reason why the GOP, low-key, they do not mind these Hispanic immigrants coming into the country is because they know that the Hispanics like to assimilate with Caucasians. So they do vote more Republican. They do vote more conservative than they do liberal. And especially in these red states where they usually wind up at, you know, Arizona, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, they wind up voting as conservatives.
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
you know what? I was looking at Fox News, and one of the ladies said that during the midterm with most of with a Democrat won, they say Trump is doing more harm to the Republican than good. And at the end of the day, the key race is Georgia. And Trump is totally backing Herschel. And Herschel camp right now, they ain't saying too much because it's a turmoil now. They got to refocus and go in another direction, because at the end of the day, the heat is really making him look bad. So they got to refocus. That's why his party is not saying much. They're probably right now in the meeting say, hey, we got to refocus on what's going on. And it was wondering why Warnock didn't piggyback on what happened when he said about abortion. He said that he wasn't gonna say anything. He didn't say anything when that news came out, but they wanted him to say something. So my thing is this: if you right now, I dig in Herschel, I'll bring it up, I'll make him look like he's the worst person in the world. They already done put it out there, so you got to ride with it. If somebody give me a loaded gun and they say shoot it to save my life, then hey, I got to shoot it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Well, you know, the Republican got a problem. And I'm going to
that-
tell you, son, just give me
TikTok
this and I'll be
video.
quiet. Oh, go ahead, son. Go ahead.
All they
Go
had
ahead.
to do is take that TikTok video that his son put up and make a commercial out of it.
It is a commercial. It is a commercial in its own rights already. It's being screamed over 1 million something times.
Yeah.
But listen, let me tell you what the Republican problem is. Donald Trump have come in and hijacked the Republican Party. Now, what the Republican Party need to do, and I'm not a Republican consultant, I'm a consultant. What they need to do is break the party down, and it need to be the party of Liz Cheney and others now, because Donald Trump has hijacked it.
Yeah.
And some of the weak ones, and you know the weak ones I'm talking about, Jim Jordan in Ohio, they need to go with Donald Trump and go in the nearest river and see if they can swim with an ankle around their legs. They need to get the new Republican Party and make it a better country, because they're taking the country down the drain. Donald Trump talking dictatorship. A president saying, I'm not a terrorist? This is the president of the United States. I'm not a terrorist? He don't have to say that. Come on, people. We're better than that.
Just so we can get into our other 2-3 topics, that is a good subject for us to talk about in after we see what happens in this next election, because after I see what happens, I'm going to have a lot to say in November. You better believe on November 9th, I got a lot to say. So tune in on November 9th. If you don't do what you need to do, I'm going to tell you why you failed. But Sandra, this is your next topic that you brought to us. And don't go to crying because you're talking about I'm biased and what she said I was, Charlie? Because she got 3 subjects on.
No, she said you're biased, and guess what? She got but 1 vote, her vote, and guess what? She just got a second one. I say you biased too at time. Nah, I'm gonna just call it like it is.
This is her second subject, and we're gonna give you a part of it, Sandra. I'm gonna give them a part of it. Y'all just get you a cold glass of water and do what you want to do. We're gonna play this video. It's about 10 minutes long, but we're not gonna play all of it. We're gonna play most of it and let you see what Sandra was so fired up about because she was irate, and when she called me and she told me about it. We already saw it. We already knew about it in this part of the state. She's all the way in Houston, and she didn't know that we'd seen it, and we knew about it when they first made the arrest several months ago. But here it is here, and y'all just stand by.
Biggest gang investigation in the history of Georgia, a southern state, yielded over 80 indictments, 77 of them white supremacists. They are called the Ghostface Gangsters, okay? Now, they are reluctant to call them white supremacist gangs. They keep using terminology like gangsters and street gang. However, these are white supremacists, and this is, in fact, a white supremacist gang. Here are their pictures. You see them? Take a good look at them. This is the single largest gang investigation in Georgia. That's how local and state officials are describing Operation Kibosh, led by Richmond County Sheriff's Office against Ghostface Gangsters' criminal street gang. Police say 77 of them are part of the Ghostface Gangsters. It's one of the fastest growing gangs in the country, made up of mostly white supremacists. The crimes range from attempted murder, drug trafficking, to aggravated assault to an officer. Now, who led that investigation? This guy, the sheriff of Richmond County, Sheriff Richard Roundtree. Now, let me take you back to something quite interesting. Because when you look at this story, you will see a reluctance to show their pictures by many of these publications. They are also not providing their names in many of these publications, talking about the biggest gang investigation in the history of Georgia. And they're not calling them a white supremacist gang, even though they are. Now, let me tell you why it's important to call a thing a thing. If we were talking about the Crips, they would tell you this is the Crips gang. If we were talking about Piru Bloods, they would tell you this is about Piru Bloods and it is the street gang. If this was about Gangster Disciples, they would tell you this is about Gangster Disciples. They will provide context. Here's the context here. These are white supremacists. That's an important context. White supremacist. So while many would like you to believe that the face of gangster life or the face of gangster violence and gangster activity is only relegated to those with black and brown skin, let's be very clear. The most notorious gang ever in the United States of America has always been and will forever be the KKK. That's a gang too. So here's what we decided to do in Indisputable. Since a lot of these publications have been reluctant to tell you exactly who they are and to show you their face and their name, we got a little something for you. Here it is. You will notice that some of them look quite normal and some of them do not. You'll also notice a lot of females who are part of this gang. A lot of young females are members of this white supremacist gang. Now, obviously, they have been charged. All of this is alleged until conviction. But wow, look at the number of white females who are members of this white supremacist gang. Now, I had a conversation with another gang expert about this because I noticed when there's a big gang bust of a black street gang, you don't see as many women as you do in this bust. And he said something quite interesting to me. He said for them, this is very generational. that the gang activity is extremely generational. And they need women, they need these particular gang members to raise the children into the ideology. And what you see as a difference with a lot of the black street gangs in particular is that they work very hard to isolate their children from that same life. They try very hard to make sure that their children do not experience that same journey. Not so in many of these white supremacist gangs. They see it as a generational connection. The investigation yielded indictments against 77 gang members. This investigation was initiated based on the gang's affiliation with high levels of drug distribution and violent crimes. Sheriff Richard Roundtree said at a news conference Friday announcing the arrest and indictments. We know that attacking criminal organizations at the core is the most effective way to remove lawless street gang members from our society and have the greatest impact on gang prosecution. Once again, they're not saying white supremacist. I'm providing the context for you. The gang is involved in criminal cases throughout Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee, and deep into the Georgia Department of Corrections, according to the sheriff's office. The ghost-faced gangsters are trying to expand into neighboring states and are considered the fastest growing white gang in the country. JR, how do you see this, brother?
Well, I mean, I guess it goes along with what we've always seen. And as you pointed out in so many different ways here, we talk about how the context is how they're pointing out who these folks are and really where they came from and how little reporting there really is around that. Names, faces, pointing out who they really are and where their ideology comes from. Now, there's reason for that. It's because everyone gets brainwashed. And I'm talking across the board in the country. Black folks will generally may think, oh my God, these black gangs, they're everywhere. Oh my God, look, the Crips and the Bloods, like we hear about the name and it's supposed to incite fear. We live in LA. And if as the gentrification of different parts of the city come, there's people that are, they say it to my face. You know, I got friends that when I lived in Inglewood, they would come over, this is 2007. They'd come over and be like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because there's this automatic thing in the back of people's heads that, oh my God, I'm in an area where people that I think are afraid, are scary live. But as they come in to move, it's suddenly not as scary because you're taking over the area, taking over resources, and really coming into your own knowledge, your neighborhood, so it's a lot less threatening. It's the same neighborhood you were afraid of before. Now, only reason I bring that up is because the reporting for things like this, it just goes across the board that, oh, these are just white folks that are trying to do something. Maybe they're patriots, they're trying to defend their country. They're afraid of what's happening in our country. Which then as you see things like the indoctrination of their children, the number of women that are involved in this, the basis behind these gangs is more of, let's teach our kids our values. Our values of racism that have been carried throughout the country. When it comes to a lot of black gangs, it's survival that these began because of the oppression, because of the situations they were put in different neighborhoods. And then many kids felt, oh, I need some kind of protection. Oh my God, I need to join this situation or this group. And whatever comes with that, the illegal things that come with that just comes with it because what are my other options? There are options for these folks. Yeah. These folks, they chose this route when they could have had another option. That's the difference you'll see a lot of times with these folks. Now, I'm sorry, I've rambled for a while, but there's a couple of thoughts I also had still. The largest terror organizations in the country have been deemed by the Department of Justice and law enforcement agencies are these white supremacist terrorist groups. That's where they've been for the past several years, if not forever. It's just we decided to say it for real now. But if we report it as such every time, it might actually permeate a couple of people's brains for them to realize what the situation is here. It's why you have Donald Trump, when he was in office, can walk up and say, oh, Charlottesville, there's good people on both sides. He can say that because he knows there's enough people that have been brainwashed to believe it. And he doesn't have to take any political hit over it because that was his base.
Wow, very well said, man, great points. And I would say this to one of the points you made. As a teenager, man, I was a foster child. I was also in a gang. I was a gangster disciple. I've been a gang deprogrammer for years. I went around the country, continue to do that work. Over 90% of the time, when somebody calls me to say, I need you to help these young people, I need your deprogramming expertise, it's the parents. It's the parents who are calling. And some of those parents were caught up in gang life themselves. So you don't see the generational connection. They're trying to disconnect from that sort of life because they were part of those gangs and gangster affected or gang affiliated because of necessity and atmospheric conditions, etc. These individuals are utilizing it obviously as a pretext to commit violence against those who do not think nor look like them. It's quite fascinating that right now, the story that we're talking about, it is still really not national news. And it is one of the largest gang bust in the history of America and the largest in the history of the state of Georgia.
You would think this is something that we're supposed to celebrate, because when law enforcement does their job, we celebrate it, right? Oh my God, they got the bad guys. Maybe fewer people will be affected. Now, what makes people so scared of street gangs? Things like marijuana distribution, drug possession, drug dealing, aggravated assault, murder, attempted murder, trafficking of folks. I'm just reading from the list of the things that this gang is doing, just to point that out. Those several things I just read, by the way, this laundry list, I can't read it all. I just read 5 or 6 of them. It's on the list of the things that they're being charged with. So why aren't we afraid of them the same way? Just ask yourself that question. If you see these guys walking down the street, we're gonna get to drug dealing stories later in this in this story, fake drug dealing stories, what people are afraid of happening in the neighborhoods. Are you afraid of them doing it? Of all these people that we just showed pictures of? If you see them leaning into a car and maybe sticking something in their pocket, are you running up on them?
Yeah. The biggest.
Okay, people.
Man,
What say you?
you know what? Number one is this. It was a black man busted him. If it was a white man busted him, then it'll be national, it'll be all over. Because this is my first time even seeing this, and I didn't even know about it. And people got to realize Georgia is one of the most racial racial state out of so many states, period. And you know where it started at? And my opinion don't have anything to do with the Rabble or our Black Media Network. I want to get that out. It started right there with Kemp and where he's sitting at. It started with him. It started with the leadership bringing it down. It started with him. So until we go vote in November and get him out of here, then we may see a change. This ain't not surprising. Not surprising. It's places in Georgia right now you don't want to be in.
The after dark. After dark.
You don't want to be in after dark.
Hey, Bernard, let me cut you off for a minute. Not only after dark, in the daytime too, it don't make no difference. Because the policemen, the judges, they're all a part of the system.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you what Stacey need to do. The people who not being polled is the people and the women who want to control their own bodies. They need to come out in big numbers. It got to be over 1 million of them, but they're not being polled. They're not in the poll. They need to come out and vote.
Yeah.
That's where the hidden vote is at. If Stacey gonna pull this off, all the women who say, I want to take control of my body, it's my body, I need to do what I want to do with it. I don't need men to tell me. They need to show up and vote.
Yeah, you got a great point, Mr. Charlie, because what it is that she's speaking to the wrong audience now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether y'all noticed that or not. She's speaking to the wrong people. You see all her commercials on all day long, trying to get the wrong people. She's spending tens of millions of dollars. They're spending $50,000 a day on commercials, from what I was told. Mm-hmm. $50,000 a day on commercials. They are speaking. They can use that $50,000 a day and get those people you were talking about, Charlie, because they're not reaching out to them.
Yeah.
Say you want control of your body. Yeah. I'm gonna give you that opportunity in the state of Georgia when I become governor in this state.
Yeah.
I need you to get out and vote, not talk about it. I need you to share with your friends that I'm about you controlling your body, and they can put the narrative any way they wanna, as long as they get the message across. And that's what's not being put across. Yeah. Those are the hidden voters that she isn't catering to.
And just like Sandra said the Democratic Party is bad on messaging. But Sandra,
that's correct.
Warnock and Stacey has some awesome commercials that are on point in messaging.
Oh, they are.
The thing is that they're messaging to the wrong people. We get it. We understand. You don't need to be talking to me. What she need to be doing is having these people knock on doors and damn near dragging these people out their houses to come vote.
Yeah.
And until you do that, you're not going to be able to change. Go ahead, Sandra.
Jill, I'm gonna let you talk. The hidden, I call them the hidden voters that she got them in the million. And she needs to let them know they are controlling their own body and no man can tell them nothing. And we're going to change that in November.
And they matter. Go ahead, Sandra.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something. That, first of all, there's 2 points I need to make. First of all, mainstream media is doing us a dissatisfaction, because if this didn't make mainstream media, I don't know what it's going to take. But this is exactly how you can have a scrawny-head white boy going to a church under the auspice of getting prayer and wind up killing up all these black folk in a church because we don't want to look at these white folk as being a danger. And when you see 77 or 83 people being indicted for something, you know that there's thousands more. And we need to start looking at them as if they are immediate danger. The same way you clutch your purse and you lock your doggone car every time you see a young black male, even in the vicinity, that's the same way you need to be acting every time you see a male, a white or a black or a white female or a white male anywhere in Georgia. If you ask me, or Texas.
That looks strange, right?
That looks
out of place.
They don't even have to look strange. They don't even have to look strange these days.
They don't clutch their person and everything around me.
The KKK members do not look strange. They sit behind bankers' desks every day.
Well, those are the ones I clutch my pockets for.
We have to look. We have to be more observant.
You absolutely right. But the Ku Klux Klan is no longer the white sheet. There are a few still might want to wear the white sheet, but the new sheet is judges, politicians, sheriffs, bankers, realtors. These are the new KKK that you can't see. Ghostface is perfect example because you don't know who they are. Now, I know I don't like to make humor, but this show is entertainment too at the same time as information. One person on this show needs to go get a nose surgery. If you look at the nose, this guy got one of the largest noses I ever seen on airway. He is blocking the views. Some of the people can't see the comment. If he get an opportunity, you think he know a lot? Because he's nosy. If you had a nose look like that, wouldn't you know a lot? Look at his nose. Not your nose, Bernard. You got a great looking nose. Sandra, your nose look wonderful. Look down below, because I seen below. What a nose on that boy.
Yeah. But you know what? Y'all did made a good point about Stacey and Warnoff with his people. But only thing they got to do is go back 2020 and go get those people. You see how they brought all those people to the poll in 2020.
But they're not going to get those people, Bernard, because they did not hold true.
True.
Democrats did not hold true to the promise.
Yeah.
So those people are saying, You won't
Yeah.
trick me a second time.
Yeah.
In standing out in the polls, especially when I can't even give the person in front of me a water without being arrested.
Yeah. And we talked about that about 4 months ago about they done lost these people.
Yeah.
And Kemp, he not even was campaigning. He not even was campaigning. He just sitting there just watching.
Like I've been saying, Reverend Small said Ku Klux Klan traded their white robes for police uniforms.
Exactly. And army uniforms and everything else. But if this was 77 Black Lives Matters members, this would have been national news for at least a week.
Remember? Do y'all guys remember Donald Trump when Black Lives Matter was in Washington, D.C., when he wanted to call in the National Guards? He rushed across the street, hold a Bible up, hold the Bible up, not the right side up, the wrong side up. He didn't care. And he asked him, can we call in the National Guard?
Two things before, one thing before we go to the next subject, because we got the last subject is kind of, big. It might seem that we're talking about race a lot, and the 4 subjects today does cover race, but we address those things that mainstream media will not address. We address those things that concern our community, and that's a detriment to our community. So when you see us with this, it's not that we are racist, because we have no power to be racist. What we're trying to do is level the playing field on this particular platform. We have everybody watching this show. We had 38,000 people watch us a month, which is low, which we're going to be boosting up. We're on Roku TV now. You can go and watch our shows on Roku TV. You can watch it in your living room watching YouTube. Just if you got a smart TV, put it on YouTube. We got it everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Roku TV. You can watch all our shows. But we are addressing issues that concern this community, because we saw that there was a void in addressing things that concern our community that were a detriment to our community. We don't have any fear of calling anybody out, because when we give it to you, we're going to give you the information and let you decide. So we got to move on, because we got another.
I will agree with you 100%. And we get on Black voters and say all the time, you need to get out and vote. You do a lot of talking, a lot of dancing, a lot of eating. Get out and vote. We talking about the Black voter. Make your voice heard. Vote, vote, vote. Make a difference. Okay? And then you want, and again, the name of this media is Our Black Media. It's for Black people by Black people. We got a few white friends. I got a white guy who cleans my car occasionally. He's a good boy. His name is Earl. And Earl is a good boy. He say, Charlie, he say, I love your whole family. He say, my mom and daddy always like colored people. And I said, yeah, I know Earl. Now, how you like
anyway,
Earl got any
subject. Kanye, this your boy Kanye, y'all. Kanye and that heifer. Kanye and that other heifer. What's her name?
Candace Owens. I hate even saying her name. It makes me feel sick.
Hey, my question is this: both of them are nuts. They both are nuts. They nutty as hell.
No, Julius, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Kanye is nuts.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Well, they're nuts to a degree, because they're smart. I understand. Also, they're smart.
I understand what Kanye doing.
Yeah.
He is playing to the white audience, because it's millions and millions gonna buy that shirt. And they're going to add more zeros onto his billions of dollars or millions of dollars. And he getting Candace Owens to be a model. And guess what? She's the ugliest model I ever seen. I've seen, she's the worst. Matter of fact, I just got through with breakfast this morning. I had 2 eggs and some oatmeal, and I threw up after I saw her. But it's about dollars and cents. That's what it's about. Well, and he's going to make millions, because the white people are happy.
Well, he's supposed to. If he can exploit them by selling them a shirt
Yes.
that makes them
Yeah.
feel better, that they already matter. So what we're trying to say is that we matter too and respect us to
Yeah.
level the playing field. And then this idiot with Candace Owens is going to come out with something that's contrary to what we're trying to do. You're trying to say that what we're saying does not matter, Kanye. Who the hell? I have never owned a pair of Jordans in my life.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I owned a pair of Jordans. I will never buy a pair of Jordans. I will never buy a pair of Yeezys. What the hell? I
Those are
look
the
like wearing them
ugliest
ugly
shoes ever.
shoes that
Yeah.
cost $600-700 damn dollars. I look like a fool to you. I'd rather go wear some damn cat heads for $10.
Yeah.
No, but it
I
ain't
don't know.
gonna happen. It's
Well,
about
most
money.
of the shoes you wear are like cat heads. So I got your point, buddy. I got your
Bernard.
point.
I don't think, this dude, he's to be honest, he's crazy, but his thing is about his money, man. This dude, he playing the playing field. Trust me. Behind closed doors, he all Negro. Trust me. And hey, we can't hate him. He was put money in his pocket, and the way he doing it. Come on now.
No, Bernard,
He
we can't hate him.
He playing it.
We can't hate him, but guess what? He don't come back home and put nothing out and we buy it.
Yeah.
We don't buy it as black people. Let all the white people buy his stuff from now on. We don't buy nothing else.
Hey, but
Okay.
you know what? Hey, if
Let
you
the
look
white
at
people
it,
buy it. They
the
will
white
buy
people-
his T-shirts. They will buy White Lives Matter. Let them buy every outfit. I don't care how good the beat is. We need to don't buy nothing. Money out of sight, cause a fight. Ask my partner.
And
Yeah.
Sandra, like Sandra said, Sandra and I had a conversation this morning, and she said, we should cancel Kanye, Candace, and Herschel. And she's right.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Hey,
it's certain people, just the same way these people talked about, when R. Kelly got into his trouble, they won't play it on the radio no more. They said when Bill Cosby got into his trouble, they said they wasn't gonna play his, all his stuff on TV anymore. Well, when are we as a collective body of people gonna say, Kanye, you have gone too damn far, in disrespecting your people, your culture, and everything, and you stay your ass over there. We don't want you there.
Sonia, that exactly where I'm coming from. Now it's time to, in a block of million, is to stop buying his material. We who made him rich, because white people did not make him rich. The black people did. Okay? And I'm saying to you, don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't buy nothing else he put out, and I mean it. Charlie Brown will not buy nothing. I have never bought a pair of shoes look like that. I've got some great looking shoes. I bought me a pair of shoes from Pick and Pay. Only I know what I paid. Okay?
Yeah. But you know what? When you with me personally, when I hear Kanye West, I ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You know when you just can just ignore it and just keep moving people like that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, none of his stupid shit. You just keep he just, I don't pay him no attention beyond. He rushed. At the end of the day, let's move on, because he don't speak for us. None of that. At the end of the day, this dude is messed up in the head, and we really don't pay no attention. I do. I'm like, okay.
And after this show tonight, we will not talk about him anymore. Because we will not give him no press time, no news time. His name will not come out of Charlie Brown mouth. Y'all can call me what you wanna, just don't call me late for supper.
Yeah. Those type of people, like, it is what it. Okay, change the channel, whatever, dude. Move on.
Okay, so Next subject and our last subject. So we got about 30 minutes. And that's all we have. So we have to cover this subject real heavy. Sandra, I think your mic was muted. I saw you moving your lips. Immigration and the fruits of the poison tree. Now, this subject came about from our show last week where we were talking about immigration and why blacks are still at 13% after 30 years. We're still at 13%. That means that we tried to get some academia on it, but the academia didn't want to teach us that day. So now we got our own opinions of it, and so we will discuss this in a little bit of detail tonight because Sandra and I had another talk. She calls me with all these, Jew, let me ask you something every other morning or so. And it'd be some good stuff because I sit there and we talk 30 minutes about, yeah, yeah, we need to do it. Yeah. But, and she made a great point. I'm just giving y'all this, then y'all can tell me what y'all think. If I go rob a museum, Charlie, and there's millions of dollars in art in that museum, and I take all that art out the museum, and I go back and I end up becoming a very, very rich billionaire. And after 10 years, they find out that it was me that stole all the art and I done built this entire empire. They're going to take everything from me when they prosecute me. They're going to take the houses, the cars, the businesses, the money, everything. That is fruits of the poison tree. That's what they're going to take from me. And to put all this together, what Sandra and I was saying, because she brought a great thought to me. I didn't think about it like that. I broke the law. They're going to take it. The law says that they must take it. So when you're talking immigration, they're breaking the law. Why should they be rewarded for having kids and now they become U.S. citizens?
Oh, that's a good point.
Shouldn't their fruit of the poison tree also be subject to some type of penalty also? Jim, it only makes sense. They broke the law, got here to have that child, to make that child legal under our Constitution. And Sandra said, well, Jim, if that's not the case, then they need to rewrite the Constitution.
Right. That exactly needs to take place because under our Constitution, it worked that way. But I'm going to share something with you, and you're going to be surprised. I did not know what poison tree mean until now. I was going to ask y'all about it because I didn't know where that terminology come from. You enlightened me tonight. And you say something earlier about the census that we was in 2010, we was at 13%. In 2020, we 13.8%. That's all we have grown in population. But again, I'm not going to be short and sweet. Bernard, Sandra can talk. I was just saying, I did not know what a poison tree was. I love the terminology. I will share it with others because a lot of people are not aware of what you just said, and thank you. And that's what this show is about, to inform people, to educate them, where they can understand, and they're absolutely right. That child should not be rewarded a citizenship because his mom and dad broke the law to come here. That's a crime. Thank you, gentlemen.
And we're not against immigration.
Right, I know.
We're people coming here and having a better way of life. But when it's at the detriment of my community, I cannot celebrate you when you don't celebrate me.
Yeah.
Right. We're all talking about what we're going to do as a collaborative, what we're going to do together. But do you see any large groups of Hispanics coming to celebrate us? We celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Do you see them at MLK? Hell no. Do you see them during the month of February for Black History Month? Hell no. So what we have to do is celebrate ourselves. See, we have been taught and institutionalized. We have been brainwashed to think that we don't matter. And nobody else should celebrate us, but we should celebrate everybody else. We celebrate all their holidays. We celebrate everything concerning them. We patronize all their businesses, but we do nothing for ourselves. They've made us dislike ourselves.
You know, October is National Hispanics Month. This month is their month, October. Were you aware of that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their month. And guess what? We get 28 days, they get 31. David's got 2 up on us. I do the calculation now. I'm not being funny, I'm being honest.
Well, actually,
how many days we get? How many days we get? Leap year, we get 29. That's the closest we get to 31.
Well, half of theirs start in September, half in the other half is celebrated in October.
Well, they get 2 months then.
Well, half. But anyway, you know, I was watching this show, To Catch a Smuggler. You know, I don't know if y'all watch it. It comes on Hulu. But
she froze up.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
She froze.
I don't have
there
cable.
Was this African. They had their visa or whatever. They had their traveling documents, you know, but who are those people? The customs people stopped them at the gate, right? Because the lady, she looked too far along pregnant. The lady told them that she was only 6 months pregnant. Turned out she was 9 months pregnant, and her intent was to really come over here to have her baby so that the baby could be a legal U.S. citizen and they could stay. Well, when they gave her an ultrasound, and when they found out how far along she was, they put them right on a plane and sent them right back home. Okay? Now, if they could do that to an African couple, you know, I'm not saying you're going to catch everybody, but I'm saying that if a Hispanic person comes over here and their true intent is as soon as they get over here, they get to having babies. That's what they do, like roaches. And then that's the reason why they went from 8% to 18%. You ain't gonna make me say anything different, because they infested. So now they got to stay because the kids are here. No, I feel like if you are illegal, pack up your children that you had here illegally, and ICE need to take all of y'all and send y'all back where you come from, because why should we be feeding, housing, educating, all of this, all of you people, when the people in America, half of our children are going to bed hungry?
And in Africa. How about in Africa? How about all the kids in Africa? Why we don't care about those kids also? You know, but we care about anybody that came over here and broke the law to get over here. Hell, in Iran, you try to cross the border, they either gonna shoot you and kill you or put you in prison for 10 years. One of the two. You know, so our votes, that's the only thing that I agreed with Trump on. Only thing I ever agreed with Trump on was that border wall. I'm not against immigrating people coming here and migrating here. I'm not against that. I am for it being done so it can be done legally. If you're going to enforce the laws on me for a traffic light and running the damn ticket for this $150 damn ticket I just got by the red light cameras, damn it, enforce it for everybody else. Enforce it for them too. Everybody.
Yeah.
And it's not nothing racist that we're saying. We're just saying that apply the damn laws to everybody. You send the Haitians back. Send everybody back.
Yeah. And it's like this. And I keep saying this, I'm gonna keep on saying it. When you allow somebody to do something to you, continue to allow it, they're gonna keep on doing it. We as black people, let me get it straight right now. We as black people allow people to do all kind of shit to us. We'll take it. We'll go have water with them. We'll go have beer with them. We'll do everything. We party with them. And they still, when they shut the door, they still talking about our black butt. We're allowing people to do this. This country have always did us this way. When they taught us, they try to teach us, the white folks try to teach us their language. They'll say, hello. We change it and we say, what's up? We change it. So now we need to start changing, start giving people the right to our rights. And I don't even watch shows no more. The only show I watch our black media because we telling it like it is. These folks are sit on TV knowing they want to say exactly what we want to say and scared to say it. Yeah. Sports show, TV show, everything.
Elected officials.
Yeah, they say the right thing, like Sonia said before. At the end of the day, they love us in November because it's time to vote. Soon November over with, we that N-word to them. We that N-word. We need to stop letting people do us all kind of way.
And we're not. We shouldn't be the ones that's leading the charge on this. We shouldn't be the one leading the charge. We elected people to lead this charge. Mm-hmm. They need to be addressing these things.
Yeah.
Because it is, stop being soft.
Mm-hmm.
Your community is suffering because of this.
Yeah.
And it's not a racist thing. It's just it's a knowledge thing. This is happening. This is real time.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is for real. And we're trying to say, oh, we don't want to say nothing because they're black and brown also. No, it ain't got nothing to do with black and brown. It ain't got nothing to do with that right now. It has something to do with what it is right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to realize too this here. And I'm going to say this. Just because you look like us, you ain't always for us. Yeah. Van Johnson. Just because you look like us, and a whole lot of them. You know what I'm saying? They get there and they get with their little buddies and they say one thing in the public and behind closed door they saying something else. Stop voting for people because they damn look like us. Vote for right. That's why we in the same position we is now. And we gonna still be on that same position until and this the right place to start, our black media. And if we gonna do it alone, we do it alone, but do it right. And stop worrying about people feeling. Stop worrying about people feeling. Tell the damn truth.
And Bernard, my brother, it's not only good to see you. You are correct. Sonia is correct. Julius, and I'm going to give you an example. When we do think we in power, when one guy rewrite the charter and silence 4 black women and no one is saying nothing about it, they can't put nothing on the agenda. 0 in city council. I don't know if y'all was aware of that. If not, I'm sharing it with you. There are 4 women can't put anything on the agenda. That's what prompted Keisha Gibson Carter to run, because he found a loophole in the charter of founding, and they hadn't, since they've been on city council, hadn't put nothing on the agenda. Were the people, the views that live in Savannah, Georgia, were you aware of that? Julius, am I right or wrong?
Right.
Yeah. I heard that. And that disenfranchises a whole area of people, like Bernetta's area, the first district.
You're right. It's not fair to their constituent who voted for them. 2 of them is at large. 2. They ran citywide and they hadn't been able to put nothing on the agenda for their constituent who voted for them. That is Keisha Carter Gibson and Alethea Blakely. They ran at large and they hadn't been able to get nothing on. And no one calling Van out about that. And y'all are being humble about it. He is wrong. He's running a dictatorship down at City Hall, and I'm saying it because I'm seeing it happen.
Well, and Charlie, what makes me so dismayed is that whenever there's an issue across the world, just like it was in the Ukraine, Black people all over start putting up, I stand with Ukraine. When you going to stand with your own damn self?
Exactly.
You ain't standing with yourself, but you want to stand with Ukraine.
Good point.
Exactly.
I stand with Taiwan. Taiwan got its own problems. You got problems bigger than Taiwan.
Exactly.
So you need to stand with yourself first. We are the biggest suckers on the planet.
Yeah.
The black man. The black man is the biggest sucker on the planet.
Yeah.
And none of these
places, bar none. We champion everybody's cause, but we don't champion our own causes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And none of these places stand with Black people. None of these places stand with the Israelites, because we are the first people. None of these people stand with us. And we are ridiculed in every nation. We are the ones that sat to the back.
The dumping ground.
Yeah, even in Ukraine, when they were trying
There's no other way.
Trying to get out, and even there was even proof of Black people being mistreated, and they had to walk. They had to get off the buses and walk. So why are we standing with them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you're right. And my thing is this, and I'm just saying this, and I'm gonna put it out there right now. Just because we want to help our own people, and it was like people always say, well, that's what the white man wants you to think, and that's white man don't want you to think shit. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, we got lazy Black folk, we got lazy white folks, we got lazy everybody, but we got the most laziness, and we allow people to do what we want to do to us. So let me tell you right now, white man ain't putting shit in my head. I'm saying it, this my mouth, and who don't like it, at the end of the day,
they'll be all right.
I won't be there, but call it out.
All right. Hey, Bernard, it's just like the Queen of England.
Yeah.
Who
gives a damn?
The Queen died. She lived a long life. So what? Who cares? We all gonna die. One thing we gonna do in this world, we gonna be born and we gonna die.
Right.
Well, 99 ain't bad. I wish I could make it to 99.
Yeah.
Well,
and my grandmama was a queen. They ain't saying shit about her. My grandmama was a queen.
And if anybody has ever gone to Jamaica and seen what the British did over there in Jamaica and how the Jamaicans are living right now in 2022, y'all wouldn't have nothing for the Queen of England, Charles, or any of their doggone ancestors.
One more time. King Charles. There we go. King Charles. See the crown? Charles, Jill. How you like me now?
I see it look like a little Charlie on your head.
I know.
Well,
if y'all could see the people in Jamaica still taking baths in the rain.
You're right.
I mean, and this is a serious matter.
You're right, Sonya, but You ain't got to go to Jamaica. You can come to Atlanta, Fulton County. They taking, when it's rain, they taking their bath. You ain't got to go to Jamaica. Go down there, right down to Fulton County, and you will see it. You know, and that's like I say, just because you look like us, we ain't got to vote for us. And this mayor been in mayor for what? Maybe a year, ain't doing flat nothing.
Wow.
And
Nothing.
it all goes back to what? Who we vote for. It
That's
all
it.
goes back to that. And, you know, if we don't put the right people in office, and like Bernard and Sandra say, stop voting for people who look like you, vote for people that's going to help you. You know, I think the time for electing do-nothing Negroes is up. Their time is long past, and we have to eliminate them. They are a detriment to our community, and they are self-absorbed and selfish. It's only about them and their families. They're trying to build generational wealth on our backs. And so until we start understanding where we got jumped off or where we got left off and how that we need to get back together, it's going to be a problem in this country for us. We're at 13% because we don't know no better.
13.8.
We're just not doing better.
Have y'all noticed that no politicians really run on a platform anymore? Because they know that they don't really have to, because they know that the voters don't even want to be knowledgeable. They don't even want to be informed anymore. You know, hardly any voters can say with truth that they go on any websites to figure out what a politician stands for anymore, or what their platform is anymore.
Yeah.
And if you do go to their website, what do you see? What are they talking about?
Yeah.
And you know, you got and it goes on both sides too, Bernard.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, the African American community that does not engage and participate in these elections are no better than the poor whites that support Trump, knowing that Trump don't give a damn about them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Trump don't care about these people, but they ready to die for him. I'm not dying for anybody. I'm not dying for anybody that don't care about me.
Yeah.
That is the most foolish thing in the world. How I look, tell me I'm going to die for Obama.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn. If Obama cared for me, I ain't finna die for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? You got, and we want to straighten something out too. It's like, I don't care if you white and you gonna do the right thing, you got my vote. If you yellow, purple, or whatever, if you say you gonna do the right thing and you look at me in my eyes from a man and say you gonna do the right thing, I'm gonna hold you accountable for two. Because soon as you get in that office, I'm gonna be blowing your phone up and say, you remember you said this? That's when you got to call them out. Like Charlie Brown said, you got to call them out. And Warner, if you remember me and you were sitting here at Cheetah, and you said, you know, you was gonna do this for me. Okay, I'm waiting. Hey, Trump, you said you was gonna knock off the vice president. You know, shit like things like that. You keep them accountable. If I said I was gonna knock off the vice president, I wouldn't be right now sitting here talking to y'all. I'll be laying in Big Bubba arms to protect me in prison. Case closed.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. And you know that's sad because you don't have to take no more X-Lax or nothing else because you'll be okay. And that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Joe, I think we got to vote those people out, and we cannot continue to vote for them if they're not going to serve the people and make it about the people, because Savannah, Georgia, is not about the people. It's about 5 people, and those 5 people dictate everything. That's all I want to say, and I'm very concerned about it.
Yeah.
I just hadn't been out campaigning lately because of my leg condition, but I'm certainly gonna call up people and make some rounds because change is on its way, and we got to get out and vote, and don't talk about it, be about it. Okay?
That because Martin, Malcolm, and Medgar didn't die so that we can elect weak sellout Negroes.
Correct.
To represent us. That's not what they died for. They died so that we could try to level the playing field. They died so that we can make things better for our community. And if they can go and die for us, then the least that we can do is continue to fight.
Yeah.
You know, we can't give up. You know, we do what we do here and we're the only ones doing it. Let this be known. We're the only ones doing what we're doing in this particular region.
Yeah.
We're doing it on this platform.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing it. So, I guess God will look down and shine the light on us. We got about 2 minutes, y'all.
I just like to say thank you for allowing us to come in on your computers, phone tonight, Rokon TV. Please share it with a friend. Please ask us questions. Make us accountable. We for you. All I'm asking you to get out and vote in November. Do not hesitate. Just be about it. Go vote, 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 vote. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference. And all of Stacey Abrams, secret people who don't want to say, I don't want control of my body, then you vote for Brian, whatever his name. You know who you are. Get out in numbers and vote, make a difference. This man ran the first time with a gun in his hand. I don't know if you can remember the commercial, but he ran on the Second Amendment with a rifle in his hand. All his commercials were like that. So that's all Charlie Brown want to say. I'm getting a little bit hungry now because I hadn't had no food since about 4:30 this afternoon.
All right. Next.
Hey, I want to say our condolence and prayer to Alicia. I think my sister told me her father passed away.
Oh, I know that.
And I didn't know it. And she told me today I want to send my prayer out to her. And we just got to stick by in Savannah. We got to stick by these young ladies, man, because it's pissed me off the way they just hitting these young ladies, hitting them. We as black men need to stand up for these black women, whether you have disagree with them or don't disagree. We need to stand up for our black women and support them in every way. And if we have a different, we go behind closed door and settle it and say, okay, boom. But don't put your dirty laundry out in public at the end of the day. Hey, support us, share. And like I said, this is the best thing going around because you know why? We get to say what we want to say on our black media.
Sandra?
That is true. I piggyback on what Charlie said. You guys not only vote, but take somebody else out to vote with you. The race in Georgia is very tight.
Mm-hmm.
All of these races are very tight, but they're very important this year. So take other people out to vote, and let's just make a difference in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, don't forget to tune in into our shows tomorrow. We got 10 o'clock. We got Mona Lisa Monroe show. 6 o'clock, we got Taking the Journey Together. 7 o'clock, we got two therapists and a microphone. 8 o'clock, we got the best sports show on TV, the Ebony Sports Reporters. And at 9 o'clock, we got Expressive Opinions. We got 5 shows tomorrow. We got 4 shows on Wednesday. We got shows every day of the week, 7 days.
Forget about Saturday night now, Bernard, right?
Hey,
America After Dark. We ain't got there yet.
Hey, we coming.
Yeah. So we got shows every day. Y'all just tune in to Our Black Media. If you, we're gonna do a how-to video on pretty soon on how if you got a Roku TV and you need to download our channel, the Our Black Media channel. Just go in and add a channel, Our Black Media, on Roku TV. We're there. We're on Roku TV, people.
Hey, I tried that, Drew.
Savannah, and don't forget Savannah State University homecoming now. Congratulations, all the homecoming people.
What you say, Bernard?
I tried to do that last night when you showed me, and it wouldn't let me download.
Let Brandy do it. You don't know what you're doing.
I downloaded the channel.
Hey, I didn't either, right? I tried and it wouldn't. I said, well, my channel ain't up. Our channel ain't up.
Yeah.
I looked, and then Chris sent me the video on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at the video. You got to add the channel.
Oh,
you can't search it. You got to add it. Then it'll be there from then on. But you got to add the channel. So let Brandy do it, and you'll have it. But anyway, people, y'all tune in to us. We got shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We got shows every day. We're coming to you full steam ahead. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to share.
Yeah.
Ivan Cohen said true about dirty laundry. Wash them, put them in the clothesline. No good. The air is polluted.
Yeah. Hey.
Anyway, good night. Love y'all.
Right.
See y'all
Love
later.
y'all.
And
Hey,
we'll
I'll
get
see
with
y'all in Savannah. Let's party.
This week. See you Friday. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's party, y'all.
I like that.